There is a rich and deep ecosystem of open source libraries and platforms available to facilitate your software development. But once you've taken a dependency on something, it becomes part of your software supply chain, something you need to keep up to date lest you be left behind. If your most important frameworks get sufficiently out of date, your code may be vulnerable to a plethora of nasty security vulnerabilities you have no way to resolve without an all hands on deck firefight. Spring Boot is a popular platform for developing web applications, and its most recent versions require updating not just Spring itself, but also ancillary libraries like JUnit, Mockito, and Java itself. Doing all of this by hand can be prohibitively expensive, but the modern platform makes it possible to automate these intricate and large-scale migrations. Let's take a look at the result of migrating one of these mini projects to the latest version of Spring. We see various updates being made to its pom.xml to reflect the upgrade from JUnit 4 to 5. Dependencies are being updated. Old versions of JUnit are being excluded where they may still appear. The Java version is being duly upgraded from 8 to 17. Build plugins are updated to versions that are appropriate to support these new features. And within Java source files themselves, we see not only the most necessary of changes being applied, but also changes to apply best practices and take advantage of new features that are available in these now newly updated libraries, such as migrating away from the old string.format to the new string.formatted that was made available in recent versions of Java itself. Similarly, we see changes to take advantage of the new named pattern matching feature that was made available in Java 17, which simplifies or reduces the number of explicit casts that are required during the common instance of type check. As for Spring itself, we see some application of best practices, such as replacing request mapping annotations with their corresponding get or post mapping annotations, as well as the removal of the unnecessary or redundant specification of parameter names. So you should now have seen how this upgrade both does necessary changes as well as applies best practices. This enables your developers to learn from the automation. Because the automation leads to new features being taken advantage of, developers will see those changes throughout the code base and come to learn of those new features as if by osmosis, without necessarily even having to go out and read the release notes or the blogs, associated with the new releases of these pieces of software, although it is always wise to do so from a continuing education standpoint. One customer of ours estimated that it would take them 7,500 hours of developer time, equivalent to one developer working 40-hour weeks for over 3 years, to replicate what this automated migration accomplished in only minutes. With Moderne, you have the power to stay up to date with your software supply chain and not get caught playing catch up in a crisis.
To learn more about Moderne and Open Rewrite, check out our documentation.